It was just past midnight when he arrived, mud on his boots, wind in his coat, and silence in his soul. He didn't have a name anyone knew. Not in this town. Not anymore. Most called him the guy with the cart. A rusted grocery cart stacked with rags, wires, and what people assumed was trash. What they didn't see, nestled beneath the blankets and dented cookware, was a leather-bound notebook covered in soot and dried rain. Inside it, pages that could change everything. Every morning, he'd sit on the edge of the train platform, same bench, same tattered gloves, scribbling into that notebook like it held the only truth that mattered. Passers-by whispered. Teenagers laughed. A barista across the street once dared to hand him a lukewarm coffee, only to be met with a stare so sharp it cut through pity, like glass. They didn't know. Not the bankers who judged him from their Teslas, nor the realtor who once tried to have him removed from his usual spot. They thought they saw failure. Defeat. A man discarded. But he'd been here before in a boardroom, not a bus stop. Behind a podium, not a soup kitchen. The man the world ignored had once stood in front of it, with stockholders at his feet and tech moguls on speed dial. He hadn't lost everything. He'd given it away. But the why, now that was the mystery. One rainy afternoon, something shifted. A local startup announced it had received anonymous seed funding, 7 figures, no strings attached. Rumors circled like crows. Was it a wealthy retiree? A foreign investor? A bored trust fund kid? Only the man with the notebook smiled when the news broke. Not long after, the very same teens who had mocked him found envelopes slipped into their lockers, each one containing a personalized message, a hand-drawn diagram, and a prepaid code for online coding classes. They thought it was a scam, but one curious girl tried it. A year later, she was in Silicon Valley, presenting to a panel of venture capitalists who knew the sketches she used came from someone else's mind. A mind they couldn't trace. Still, no one connected the dots. The man moved quietly, invisibly, until a certain video went viral. A documentary team had been filming local street life for a college project. In one clip, barely 30 seconds, he's seen sketching in his notebook. Just before the camera pans away, he mutters, "You don't rebuild an empire by begging to enter someone else's castle. You build a door they can't find and lock it from the inside." The internet exploded. Who was this man? Why did he sound like a fallen genius? Was he real, or part of a social experiment? Conspiracy forums lit up. Digital detectives dissected every frame. And still, no one could find his name. No fingerprints. No history. Just whispers about a tech giant that disappeared from the news 5 years ago after a massive data breach. A scandal that vanished as quickly as it came. And a founder who allegedly walked away with something far more valuable than money: access. The tension boiled over when a sleek electric car prototype appeared on display at a local convention, unbranded, unlike anything ever seen. Whispers claimed its blueprint matched a sketch spotted in one of the man's discarded notebooks. People laughed, dismissed it, until it worked. No gas, no external charge, self-sustaining, unhackable, backed by no known company, no patent, no identity, just a name on the corner of the blueprint. Asterisk, Project Noah, never offer another handout. Asterisk. The same day, the man disappeared. His bench? Empty. His cart? Burned, reduced to ash behind the train station. But the impact rippled. Dozens of anonymous donations hit underfunded schools. Closed libraries reopened with brand new AI learning labs. Abandoned apartment buildings were bought up by a silent buyer, only to become homes for single parents, veterans, and runaway teens. Still, no one could find him. Some say he started over in a new town, watching, helping quietly. Others believe he was part of a bigger plan, one that started long before he was ever homeless. What's certain is this: giving up was never an option for him. Not when they stole his company. Not when his name was dragged through digital mud. Not when his partner betrayed him and his board turned their backs. He didn't fight back with lawsuits or noise. He fought back by disappearing into silence, only to reemerge as a ghost who gave others the tools to rise. A man who rewrote the rules from rock bottom. Who made failure his weapon and invisibility his superpower. And just when people thought they'd forgotten him, the skyline changed. A new building appeared overnight, with no clear funding, no official announcement. Only a single word etched across the top floor's mirrored windows, gleaming in the morning light. And maybe, just maybe, they're not done yet.